Hey everyone, I'm back. So if you're jumping this and watching this replay, I've just ended the other live, so now I'm on again. So I apologise to the other guys that are watching this. So if you are watching this on replay, I do apologise for the confusing start, but I accidentally deleted the other live video, so now do this one. But don't worry, we didn't miss anything. So we've got some people jumping on the call quickly. This is good. So I apologise I jumped off the call. Get inviting teams on this call, guys. It's going to be a good one. I can see the numbers are coming up. Who we got on the call? I can't see any comments. Are the comments working? Can somebody comment something, please? And we'll see if they're working. So I can see lots of likes. I can see lots of hearts. As you can see, my eyes going across the screen like this, but I can't see any comments. This is going to drive me mad. The comments were working a minute ago. What is going on, Facebook? This is ridiculous. I think you guys are commenting by now, surely. Yep. No, hold a minute. Right. Oh, man, this is driving me bonkers. Yeah, I've got comments. Man, I've just literally just gone ping on the screen at once. Hey, 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 hey. Yay, finally, we got some comments. Oh, we've got good numbers on the call tonight. So, yes, hello again, everyone. So, let me see that this is slow. I don't know what is going on with Facebook at the minute. It is driving me mad. But let's see what we can do, and let's make sure we still have a fun call and have some fun tonight. So, let me see the comments, see who's on, and then we shall get started. So, if I can scroll back, I can't scroll back. But I can see the latest comment from Ashley saying, hey. So, yeah, we're all watching. Good, good, good. Numbers are getting on. So I'm looking forward to tonight's call. It's going to be a good one. I'm going to be talking about 4 stages of business. I've discussed this before, so I'm excited to go it again. And also time management, because it's the biggest thing I'm always asked about constantly. People always come up to me, Dan, I'm struggling with my time management. Dan, can you help me with time management? At Level Up South Africa and Level Up UK, that was the biggest thing I got asked both times. Dan, can you help me with time management? Dan, it's the biggest thing I struggle with the most. Dan, my time management is off. So I'm like, right, Tuesday's cool. And I'm saying to everyone, do you know what, guys? I've done a call on time management before. What I'm going to talk to you about tonight, I've already spoken about in a previous call. But it seems like I need to talk about it again. So I've got no problems with doing that. Let me try and turn this light up a little bit. Whoa, that's a bit better, a bit brighter now. Yeah, I've got no problems with doing that. I've got no problems with talking about it again, because sometimes we need to hear things a few times before it sinks in there. Because when we hear it for the first time, sometimes it goes in there, comes straight out of there, but doesn't sit in there. So what I'm going to try and do tonight is talk about it again to make sure, and hopefully after hearing it a second time, it might start sinking in there a little bit more. So have we got pens and papers at the ready? We've got a good number of people on the call, so I'm excited. So pens and papers at the ready, guys. Let's start. 4 stages of business. Now, what are they? This is what we want to talk to you guys about first, so you know where you are at in your business, all right? So the first stage, we're going to discuss this in order, okay? So I'm going to say what they are first, and then we can discuss them, okay? So write these down. Number 1 is the blueprint, okay? Next to that, put your imagination and your why, okay? Blueprint dash imagination why. That's stage 1. Stage 2, okay, is the foundation, okay? Now what that is the building phase, okay? That's what we call your concentration phase. Then you have phase 3, okay? Now that's your momentum, where your business really takes off, start gaining momentum. When the big money comes in and the compound effect of all your work starts really paying off, okay? Then we have phase 4, okay? What phase 4 is the stability. It's looking after your asset, okay? So let me put these in the comments so you guys can see. So I'm going to put now blueprint, your why. Then I'm going to put foundation, building, and then I'm going to put, the reason I'm putting these in the comments now so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Income, compound effect. I'm going to go with stability. And what stability is, looking after your asset. Okay, so I spelled stability wrong, so just ignore that. But now, you need to understand where you are on these, okay? And once we understand where we are on these, it's going to help out time management massively. So when I first got told about this, I was like, yeah, right, now I know exactly where I am. I know where to put my time, I know where to put my energy. Now, let me break these down, okay? So the blueprint phase is our imagination and it's our why. So that's like, you know, this is with any business. This isn't just with network marketing. This is with any business in general. You think of like, how I described this last time and how I describe it again is, let's talk about the iPhone, okay? So Apple sat down in the boardroom. Some guy thought to himself, I want to put my computer onto a phone. And that was his idea. How can I put my computer into this phone? And that was the imagination phase, their why. Why do we need to do this? For what purpose? What problems will this solve for people? What purpose will this bring? Why do we need to do this? One, other than the fact it's cool as hell to put a computer into a phone, but that was their imagination phase, okay? Then the foundations of it, when they first built it and they first started to launch the first original iPhone, then the second iPhone, the things that they started coming out, okay, that's the foundation. It was very up and down. Do you remember the first few iPhones? They wasn't very good. They were really good, but they had their problems, didn't they? Really, the first few iPhones, they were quite cool. Then the camera didn't really work, or the front camera was okay, but it wasn't all that. You know, then some of the software was good, but the cameras were rubbish, and the cameras were good, the software wasn't very good. Very, very up and down. But then it really started to kick off for iPhone, especially when BlackBerry went downhill, because that's when the iPhone got better, okay? That's when they really started to gain momentum, and everyone started to say, do you know what? iPhones are better. People that use Samsungs on this, you may say, no, we disagree, but let's be honest, 90% out of the smartphone world, the iPhone dominates. Let's be honest. People, they like Samsungs, okay? So that's when it started to gain the momentum, okay? All the hard work from the original iPhone started to kick off when the iPhone 4 and 5 really come in. That's when they went big. When the iPhone 6 come in, it took off from everything. Now, you've got the iPhone recently, like the iPhone 7, then the 7S launched, and then you got the iPhone 8 launched, and now you've got the iPhone 10 just launched. All they're doing now, they're stabilizing their asset. They're not creating anything new. They're not changing anything. All they're doing is stabilizing their asset. That's the 4 stages of business. Now, let's talk about these stable stages of business for us, okay? Right. Blueprint, day 1, someone's prospected you in the business and you're like, wow, I'm interested in this. What can I do with it? So you sign up, then your brain starts going into overload, right? You start thinking all these ideas. Man, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to work from home here. I'm going to have this size downline. I'm going to have this size organization. My income's going to be, and your mind starts going crazy, right? Then you start building, you start getting customers, you start getting to executive, you start moving forward, and you're going to face the up and down phase, okay? Then when you start really coming up through, I don't like calling them ranks or levels, but when you start building a really big organization, a really big downline, that's when you're gaining momentum and you're really starting to move quicker, okay? Because the real money's starting to roll in. When you're hitting like 5, 10, $20 million circle, that's when you're really, really stabilizing your asset. Now, let's not forget, it does take, a good 5 to 10 years to really mature a strong organization, okay? Now, we've been told even when you hit Team Elite, it can still take a further 3 years from then to really mature a full Team Elite business, to really, really secure it. So bearing in mind, guys, to really stabilize your asset, you've got to be going from 10 years in the business with a big downline. But that doesn't mean we can't all get there and do it. Now, I just want to make that clear for you, okay? We can all get there and do it. The reason why I'm talking about this is so we understand where we are at in the business, okay? Because what I see so many, stabilizing your asset, what that describes as, is kind of like, it's heavily in management mode. Where you're more in management mode than you are in the building phase, okay? So you're doing calls, you're helping manage people, you're helping build other people's downloads by doing calls and like trainings, traveling, things that is for them, like where you're not building your front end, you're stabilizing your downline. Okay. Now, what I see so many people doing, and they do this, they have the imagination, the why. They start in the foundation phase where it's all ups and downs. It's busy, 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 up and down, up and down. Then all of a sudden they hit executive or get a few team members and they're like, boom, stabilize my asset. No recruiting, no sales. Let's help build those guys. And then you're like, then they wonder when all their volumes drop, and then they wonder why they hit this brick wall, because they haven't understood what they are. To give you a perfect example, me and Hazel, we're still bouncing between foundation and momentum, okay? Because the compound effect of all the hard work is paying off. We're the money's coming in, but we're still partly in the foundation phase. We still have our ups and downs. We're still building, heavily building. It's only 2.5 years old, this organization. So still a very, very young organization. So we're still maturing it. We're still very immature in the business sense. So we're still maturing and growing this. So we're still in the foundation momentum phase. So I just want to make that clear so everyone knows kind of where they're sitting on these 4 stages, because that's really, really important to know. And when I first heard that, I was like, yeah, definitely. So when you understand that, it understands what stage you're in the business. So like we said, so you've got your imagination why, okay? So then you're building. Now, how the foundation phase, the ups and downs, very, very crucial here, okay? Because this is where it can get tough. Now, when you're having a down phase, what you need to be doing here is then reconnecting with your blueprint, reconnecting with your imagination, reconnecting with your purpose and your desire and your why, understanding why you're doing all this, okay? So when you're faced with challenge, you know that mental toughness that we spoke about, a level up, is going to help you get through it, okay? So we can see where I'm going with this now. Now, you need to protect your mindset. What's that proverb people talk about? Like if you've got a cup of tea, okay, and someone puts, your worst enemy puts a spoonful of sugar in it, what's it going to do? It's going to make your cup of tea sweeter. But your best friend could drop some poison in it, and guess what? It's going to kill you. So what does that say to you? That you need to protect your mindset. You need to protect what is going into it and who is putting what into it. And you need to stay focused, okay? And that's what part of this call is about, is staying focused and not allowing distractions to come in, not seeing things on Facebook and then you're like, oh, this person's doing this, and then you're comparing yourself, or you're seeing what someone else is doing and you're distracted by them, rather than doing what exactly you need to do and work the business, get the volumes and get the income. Simple. So many people start looking in so many different directions, but guess what? When you've got this much information coming in, what happens in your brain is overload. So then what happens when your brain gets confused? Confusion causes inactivity. But when you have one thing to focus on, and that is volumes and money, guess what happens? One clear focus, one clear vision, guess what's going to happen? It's all going to come to you. But the minute you start overloading it with information, you're going to just get, and it's going to be too much. I can't see any more comments coming in. Oh, yes, I can see something. I haven't scrolled down. Let me see what we've got. SA is rocking this call. SA is rocking it full stop at the minute, Lindsay. Right, so now, this is what we need to do at this business, okay? So I've got some big notes here, so I'm just going over my old notes. Right, so let's talk now about time management, okay? Right. Sorry, I've got my thingies on, so I've got messages all popping in. So time management. Now we understand the focus, okay, but I'm still going to discuss the focus a bit more. We understand the focus of the 4 stages of business, but like I said, we need to make sure we are focused on one clear thing, that's income and volumes. Now for me, I don't mind being honest on the call, okay? I don't follow anybody on Facebook unless they're in a downline, okay? I don't. Any other network, if I'm friends with anyone on Facebook that is in Nu Skin, but they might be in a different line or organization or whatever, I'm still friends with them and still check in with them and have a chat with them, but I don't follow them. Why? Because I don't want any distractions. The only thing and people I see on my news feed are you guys that are active in Success Inc., that speak to me all the time, but you know, not the ones that aren't active in Successing. I don't, but the ones that are active in Successing, you guys that I focus on, the ones that I work with all the time, that you guys are the ones I see on my newsfeed, and people that are potentially going to be a customer or a business partner on my newsfeed. I don't want to follow anybody else. I don't need to. I don't need the distractions. What I need is the positivity, and the positivity of you guys, of helping you guys succeed, and the people that I potentially want to bring into the business and help those guys succeed. Why do I need anyone else on my Facebook? I don't need that kind of distraction. So if they're not going to help you by motivating you or inspiring you by helping you make money in your business, then I'm not going to bother with them. Now, answer me this question if some of you on the call can. If somebody is showing a vested interest in your business, but they're not in your support line, what's their motive? Because in this business and network marketing, the only people that have a vested interest in your business are essentially your uplines that are helping you get volumes and income, because some of our uplines aren't going to help us get volumes and income. So we have to even be careful who we work with. That's why I love working with all you guys, because we've seen the serious growth that is happening, that when we're focused and when we're working in the right direction. So we need to stay focused, literally one thing, stay focused on it, okay? And then we're going to move. And I see the hearts coming in for you guys. Why? Because we've got so many people that I've been working with recently, and we are popping LOIs out like crazy, man. I can count on a whiteboard so far that have come in. It's only 2 hands for this. 6 LOIs just from the Circle Group alone this month. Because why? All the guys are focused on one thing, incomes and volumes with no distractions, and they're growing. 6 LOIs so far this month. I am buzzing, and it's still a backdating month. So we could potentially have 2 more. We could be getting 8 LOIs this month. So I am super excited for that to happen. Now, let's speak about time management. We understand focus, but I'm still going to be referring back to it. So I don't want you guys to lose that focus. I want you guys to keep that positive energy nice and high. Now, time management. First point, you can write this down if you've got a pen and paper, is understanding how much time you have in the day. Now, that is the first point to time management, okay? You need to understand how much time you can invest into your Nu Skin business every single day, because each of us are differently. There's no point people asking me my schedule. I'm full time. Like, there's no point me comparing my schedule to somebody that's in that works full time and does this part time. You know, because we've got 2 different schedules. I can help advise because I've been there by doing this with a full time job. Now I do this business full time, so I can help advise. But we can't compare schedules. Okay, so I can help advise, but that's the biggest first thing. Understanding how much time you have in your day. Super important, okay? That's number 1. Number 2, learning where your time needs to be spent, okay? And I'm going to discuss that in a minute, okay? And then number 3, set your week up weekly. So important. I see people not doing this. They're like, I'm doing this and this. Set your week up weekly. Every Sunday night, allocate yourself 20 minutes and just plan your week. Plan it out. Or if you're going to do it every evening, do it every evening, but it's going to take you a little bit more time to plan every single day. I like to do to-do lists the night before. What I like to do is I do my diary on I use my phone calendar, my computer calendar, because it links through iTunes or the cloud or whatever it's called. So what I do on here, I set my calendar on here, so I know if I'm out the house, I know when I'm in the house, I know what I can do. And then every evening, quickly pop it up, have a look at my to-do list, write down things that are most important for me to get done the next day, okay? And every day for me is slightly different, okay? And I'm going to talk about that why in a minute. So they're the 3 things that you really got to make sure. Understanding how much time you can invest in your business every single day. Learning where that time needs to be spent. And number 3, setting your week up. Okay, try to set your week up weekly. If not, make sure you're doing daily to-do lists. But I much prefer setting my week up weekly. Okay, right. Now, if you only have an hour to do every day, that's fine. It really is fine. Because all you need to do, you can break it down into 15-minute blocks or whatever you need to do throughout the day. Okay? Let me see if any more comments come in. I get distracted. Distractions sent me back from Mumps. I love all you SA guys. You're all just kicking off like crazy. It's just literally going bonkers for you guys over there. Right, so now we can write these down, okay? The main areas depending on the goal. So I've written a list here of where I see and what I've seen, what I personally believe for talking to people and seeing for you guys, where time needs to be spent in the business, and I'm going to do them, and I've done them pretty much in order of importance as well. Okay, right. So number 1 is recruiting / sales. Okay, I'm going to talk to you about that in a second. Number 1, recruiting and sales. Okay, then energy time number 2 is going to be in your circle group. Okay, then energy time number 3 is going to be working with your executives. Energy time number 4 is working with the executives in the depth of your organization. Okay, then energy number 5 is going to be working with your executives circle groups. Okay, energy number 6 is going to be focusing on problems. Energy number 7 is going to be creating content. Okay, right. So you can see there. Okay, really simple, right? Now, I can write those down in a minute in the end. This is right. So, and obviously, I'm going to talk about why personal development is going to be on there in a minute, because personal development, reading books, doing your affirmations, things like this, that I'm talking about what is volume producing now. Personal development, we can do that. I do with my personal development. I spend 5 to 10 minutes every single morning doing my affirmations, my definite purpose statement, my visualization every single morning. Then I'm off in the gym, listening to my headphones, or when I'm at home, I always try to read a few pages out of a book, or what I'll do is I'll listen to an audio. What I used to do was working full time, and this is where you guys can be doing your personal development. Give me some hearts, give me some likes if you drive to work or you walk to work and it's more than 5 minutes. I tell you what, comment a 1. If that's you, comment a 1 if you drive or walk to work and it's more than 5 minutes. Comment a 1 and loads of hearts if that's you. And we're going to see who puts on there. I'll comment a 1 if you drive or you walk more than 5 minutes to work. And some hearts. I think we're on a delay. Let's have a look. All right, here comes the 1s. Yeah. Here comes some 1s. Right, so there's only a few, but I know there's going to be more of you that would do that for more than 5 minutes working. I don't know how much of a delay is on the call, so I'm not going to leave it too long. But if that is you, and I'm sure out of 71 people that are listening to the call, there's probably 68 of you, I'd say, and there's a very small handful of you working full time. Now, the reason why I say that, if you walk or drive more than 5 minutes to work every single day, that's your personal development time. Get yourself an audiobook, put your headphones in, listen to the audiobook. That's your personal development time, okay? Simple. So you can do 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, however long your commute is. Think about this. If you've got 15 minutes there, 15 minutes back, half an hour. That's half an hour of listening to an audiobook every single day. That's a long time, you can get through a lot. Yeah, wow. Oh, wow. I'm seeing literally all the 1s now. Just come in. Hadn't uploaded before. Yeah, nor I work from home. Salute me. I knew there'd be 1. But yeah, all the there you go. It's all coming in now. School runs, I love that. Do you know, I listen to an audio on the way back from my school run sometimes as well. But there you go. There's your personal development time. If it's more than 5 minutes every day, if it's 10 minutes there and back, that's 20 minutes self-development. Half an hour. Imagine if you've got half an hour drive, half an hour back. That's an hour of self-development you can do every single day by listening to an audiobook. Okay, so that's your self-development time. So we've discussed the main areas depending on your goal. Okay, now I'm going to break this down per area of the business. Okay, right. So a distributor. So you've joined a business, you are a distributor. Okay, and your goal is to earn retail profits. Okay, where do you need to put your time and effort? Sales. Simple. Sales. Nowhere else. Sales. And then this much time into creating content. But literally this much time. So you're doing literally 95% of your time will be sales, that much time will be in creating content. And the reason I put that much time in, because I know people want to set up customer groups and like package products, post products, things like this, and create business cards, stuff like this. So when you're doing focus on sales, there's a little bit of content work to be done, but not much. Okay, not much at all. Like no, I'm talking like a baby now, but not much at all. It literally like that much time. Okay, because we're just focusing on sales. Okay, simple. So you're a distributor and you're going for your LOI because you're building a team, you want to get those commissions. So now, where do we need to focus our time? Okay, three areas, okay? Recruiting, sales, and then working with your circle group. Simple, okay? Simple, that's where your energy needs to be spent, okay? Recruiting, sales, and working with your circle group. Again, so simple, okay? Now, the reason why I haven't put creating content in on that one is very simple, because you have so many uplines groups to leverage. You don't need to create any content. You really don't. You haven't got to create anything, because at the end of the day, you can leverage your uplines groups. Success Inc. We have all the training content possible in there. You don't need to create anything new. The most amount of content you probably ever will need to create is a chat group. That is it, okay? And get to know the people in there, motivation, chit chat, helping them set goals, whatever it is, helping them get the sales, getting them started, basic training, that's it. But all that will come under your circle group time, okay? So there's three things. If you're a distributor going through LOI, three things. That's all you need to focus on. Recruiting, sales, circle group, okay? So easy. Now, I had this conversation with somebody on the weekend, because we were talking about, they were telling me that their time management's gone off since they hit executive. So I said, why? They said, well, because we're doing this, and this. So I said, okay, you're an executive. So you're a distributor. You've just qualified as executive. What's changed? Where does your focus need to be? What's changed? Nothing. Because you're still focusing on recruiting and sales and working on your circle group. You've hit the first pintile and you've hit the first leadership level, but you haven't gone from the 31st of the month, as example. So anyone that's hit executive last month, you haven't gone from the 31st of the month, okay, where you've just got your 2,000 points, say you've got, as example, you've got a team of 8 people, okay, so then literally 2 hours later or 8 hours later, where you've gone to sleep at 11 o'clock, you've woken up at 7 a.m, you haven't then gone to all of a sudden having a downline of 5,000. What you've done is no different. You've woken up as executive, your commissions have changed, you're going to get paid more money, which is amazing. But let's be honest, your active circle group is still the same. So that doesn't change, okay? And you still need to be focused on your recruiting and your sales. What so many people do, and I've seen this so many times, and I'm sure I still will it, which is why we need to keep doing these calls, talk about it. So many people go from distributor to hitting executive, and then leadership mode, and they don't do any recruiting, any sales, and all they do is focus on the circle group. Now, yes, we do need to put massive time and effort into our downlines to help those guys be successful, because how we get successful is by helping more people. But we still need to be focusing on recruiting and sales. So again, if you're a distributor going through LOI, 3 areas: recruiting, sales, circle group. When you hit executive, recruiting, sales, circle group. Leverage your uplines. Leverage groups that you have available already. You don't need to create your own group. Like I said, the best thing, mostly what you need to do is create a chat group. That's it. I see so many people that are distributors or executives, and they're like, right, I'm going to be spending my evening making business cards. And I think to myself, do you know what? I could pull out. I actually threw them away. When I first joined the business, I bought myself probably about 500 business cards. And do you know what? I think I've still got 450 of them left, and I'm not done too bad in the business, and I've only used 50 business cards. Now, business cards are good, don't get me wrong, because, you need them to put packaging for customers, whatnot, but you don't need to spend a whole evening getting them, do you? Now, don't get me wrong, I say business cards are good. We need to focus on things like that because we need to be professional. But like I said, we don't need to spend a whole evening doing it. That's just procrastination. You're not focused on your business because you're making excuses in your head as to why you need to do something like that and not do the difficult things, which is speaking to people, I say difficult, but harder is speaking to people about the business, recruiting and sales, and getting yourself some volumes. So we don't need to be spending a whole evening doing business cards, okay? Maybe, yes, we can spend 10 minutes planning it on whatever website you're going to use to do it, Vistaprint or whatever you're going to use to do it, because that's so good. It's got all the stuff there, done. Yeah, that looks cool. You know, what is going to get you, drive your business more is focusing on recruiting, sales, and helping your circle group get volumes rather than business cards. That's something that will help a little bit, but it's not going to help as much. Okay, so next one. Now I'm going to talk about executives with LOIs. Okay, now what I mean by this is, because I'm going to talk about it, so where does your time and energy need to be spent? Here. Okay, right, same again, recruiting, sales, circle group. Again, nothing has changed. Okay, if you're an executive and you've got LOIs and qualifiers, okay, nothing else has changed, because you still have get your recruits and sales, you still got a circle group to help build. Now, what I've put in here is, though, because this is what I see so many people doing, and now when we've hit executive, we've got someone building for executive underneath us. What people do, because that's where the volume is coming from, they put all the time and effort into that person, all the time and energy into that person, which is amazing. It's what we need to do. But when that person breaks away, I hear it, and I've heard before, and I'm sure I'll still hear it again, where people are like, oh, I'm going to lose so-and-so this month, so my volume's going to drop. I'm going to lose this person this month. Or this person's going to, or I've heard it before where people have, dropped off there. Oh, I never pulled it back since I had breakaways, and it drives me bonkers, because we want breakaways. Breakaways are going to build up your residual incomes, are going to build your back end. So you want breakaways, okay? But how you prepare for breakaways is where you put your time and effort. So, like I said, recruiting and sales is going to be the forefront if you're doing this. Then you have your circle group. Now, what people do is put 100% of their energy into that person to help that person qualify executive. Perfect. So you should do. But as example, say that person's in Q2. They know they need 2,000 points qualifier. They know what they're doing. They don't need the hand holding. They've already got themselves through LOI and Q1. They know that what they need to do to get through Q2. All they need is a bit of guidance every few days. So put 20% of your energy on them, okay? Then 80% on the rest of the team to help those guys come forward. So when this person does break away, you've got people coming back up, filling up the volume. You've got your new recruits coming in, okay? And you've built this circle group here. So when they go and they leave your circle group, you've got new people coming in, you've got new qualifiers coming through, so you've got new volumes in there. So when they break away, nothing changes. Okay, simple, isn't it? This is what I've been doing. This is what we do whenever we get back to break somebody away. We make sure we've got new people coming in, new qualifiers coming through. I don't like describing it as a conveyor belt, but it kind of is, because it is literally like a conveyor belt. You've got LOI, Q1, Q2. They're going to move off to the back end of the planner, so it's going to break away. So we need to make sure we've got other people coming, other LOIs, other Q1s, other Q2s coming in. So it's a constant movement of people in your circle group, of brand new people, brand new volumes coming through. Okay, so we're always managing our time there. So then we're never going to have that issue. This person's broken away and I've lost all my volume, or this person's broke away and I've never pulled it back again. Because that's why we're never going to have that. And I want to make sure that everybody on this call is aware of that. And we're going to teach all our executives this, we're going to teach her down on this, and we're going to teach this to ourselves. Is when we got qualifiers in our circle group, we're going to put a small amount of time on them because they know where the time needs to be spent. Then the rest of the time is going to be put on new people. We don't leave them to it because they still need guidance and support, but it's where we balance our time, you see, and to see the difference now where we're going to be putting time. And now I'm really briefly going to cover, but again, what haven't I put in there? Creating content is still not in there because we still need to be leveraging uploads, groups and everything. Right, so now we have executives with executives. Okay, very briefly going to cover this one. So I know there's a few of you who like this one, there's more of you not, so I'm going to cover this briefly. Okay, where do we put our time? Now this is where it gets busy, and I was speaking to someone the weekend that's got a 9 to 5, and they were like, I've got executives down there. It gets really hectic for me sometimes. So this is what I like about this one. Okay, that I've seen now. We've got, again, recruiting and sales. Doesn't change. That's the forefront. That's the biggest chunk of our business. Recruiting and sales always is, whether you're a distributor or executive or executives. No, even me, the biggest chunk of my day is on recruiting and sales. Unfortunately, I've been in management mode today. I've been on a lot of calls all around London, literally call. So tomorrow is going to be, I think I've dedicated about 8 hours to the business tomorrow. 7 of those hours are going to be recruiting, 1 hour on other stuff, okay? But I'm still going to be doing about an 18-hour day in total, I reckon. So I need to figure out my time because it's looking like tomorrow's going to be a bit hectic. But I reckon during the day while Cody's at school, the 8 hours I've got before I do anything in the evening are going to literally be 7 hours recruiting, 1 hour goal setting with other people, okay? So you can see how I'm balancing my time. I plan mine daily. But let's talk about executives with executives, okay? Again, forefront, recruiting and sales. Then circle group, okay? So biggest chunk is going to be recruiting and sales, then the circle group, then our executives, okay? Simple. Then the executives in our depth, if you have them, or if you just got frontline executives, then your executives, okay? Then the executive circle groups, and then I put down problems, okay? And then I put down creating content, but only creating content when you've got multiple executives and depth. And I'll tell you the reason why that in a minute. So I'll put down problems. And what do I mean by problems? Now, what I do and what I was taught is to have a problem hour. Okay, so but obviously if you've got a bit less time there, you need to dedicate some time to have a problem, because it's better to be stressed for a short period of time than a long period of time. Because if you're literally back and forward answering messages all day, where someone's coming to you with this problem, someone's coming to you with that problem, someone's coming to you with something here, this customer doesn't like this customer said no, this one said no to this, the office aren't answering the phone, they're doing this, they're doing this, and this, your day is going to be very, very stressed, and you're going to be very, very, very distracted from building your business and having fun and getting these volumes in, okay? So what we need to make, what I like to do, and what I was taught to do now, is someone comes to me with a problem and it's something that I really don't want to deal with now, and I know I'm going to get caught out all day, I reply to that person and say, do you know what, I will be free at 12 o'clock, let's have a call then. And I tell you what, you can guarantee that 90% of people that you do that to will not be free at 12 o'clock. The reason why, because their problem is so small that by the time 12 o'clock comes, they would have dealt with it themselves, okay? Because it's insignificant. It's just something that they wanted you to be a shoulder to cry on, or a shoulder to rant on, or an ear that you can talk to. Now, it's cool doing that sometimes with people. It's cool being there for people, and it's cool having that different hat to put on. You put on your counselor hat essentially, and you can be that person for the people. But we still have a business to build, because we're still in the foundation phase and we're still trying to gain big momentum. So we don't want to be, we don't want to be I can't think of a name now. We don't want to be Dear Deirdre all day for people. We don't want to be that person all day for people. We don't want to be the agony aunt for somebody all day, okay? So that's what I put problems there. Now, I put creating content for multiple executives in depth. And the reason being, because that's when, if you've got a lot of executives, now I mean a lot, that's when you potentially can start creating your own group. But again, it's not necessary. Example, we all know Debbie McPhillips, right? Debbie doesn't have her own group. Debbie utilizes Success Inc. She's smart. Be like Debbie. Debbie's clever. Debbie hasn't got her own group. She utilizes her uplines group. She utilizes and leverages me and Hazel and uses Success Inc. Why wouldn't she? The content's in there incredible. It's why you guys are on a call today. So leverage us, leverage our groups. You don't need one. Use chat groups. Debbie has lots and lots of chat groups, and she utilizes Success Inc. Now, a lot of you leaders in different markets like South Africa and Australia, I understand fully why you have your own training groups. Why? Because you'd have to do things slightly differently, because it's a different market, it's a different region. Completely get that. Now, that is where I would say, yes, that is when you need your own group, but only if you have a big downline. But I know you guys in South Africa and Australia, you have some very good leaders that have their own groups, so utilize their groups, or you've got Success Inc as well too. So always leverage other people if you have to, so your time and effort can be spent on recruiting and sales. To see where I'm going with this. So when people say to me, Dan, I'm struggling with time management, I'm like, why? Just put all your time management in recruiting and sales. When I first joined a business, okay, I didn't focus my time on anything else. Recruiting and sales, recruiting and sales, recruiting and sales, recruiting and sales. It's all I focus on. Then when I started to build a circle group and to build a team, then it went recruiting and sales circle group, recruiting sales circle group. Simple, okay? Then when I started creating executives, it was recruiting sales circle group executives. And it literally went in that order. But even now, today, my bigger chunk of my time is going to be on recruiting and sales. Now, like I said, so let me just scan these notes quickly. Compress your problems into a small amount of time. It's better to focus on a problem and stress for a short period of time than it is for a long period of time. Let me just check some comments quickly. What's more? I see some of the other conversations. Yeah, it will be on playback, Stacey. Right, cool. I'm sorry. I see some of you guys having a conversation there, but I couldn't really catch up with the comments to see how I replied to it. So, now, where you spend most of your time is going to be different for everybody's businesses. Like, for instance, you know, me and Hazel, we spend our time differently every single day. You know, you guys on the call will all spend your time differently every day. We can have 2 different distributors who are going to spend their time differently. Why? Different lives, different businesses, different goals. So we have the daily checklist in Successing as a guideline to help you get through that. But I guarantee you guys that every single one of us, no matter what level you're in a business, can all work on that and tick all of those off every single day, okay? And it will benefit us and it will grow every single one of us. But now, like I said, what we need to be doing is figuring out where our business is and where we need to balance our time. And I've just given examples there, okay? How easy it is to balance our time and where we need to focus our time and energy on and where we need to be putting our focus. So, understanding your business will help you prepare for it. Now, I like to always prepare 1 month in advance, okay? Now, I was thinking about November 2 weeks ago, where the business is going to be in November, where I'm going to put time and energy and what the business is going to look like. And I'm not thinking about December yet because I want to get November off the ground. But trust me, probably on the 7th or the 8th, I'm going to be thinking about December and where I can put time and energy and what's going to be happening going forward. So how do we do that? We look at our sales groups. We look what's going on. Do I have any qualifiers coming through? Do we have any people getting LOI? If so, yes. Okay, cool. That person's in Q2. I need to make sure new people are coming in. That person's in Q1. Then we go into Q2 next month. That means I need to start getting an LOI or getting someone prepared for LOI now. And you're looking at, like I said, like a conveyor belt. So the best way to build a strong business, okay, is driving lines and 90-day goals. Debbie told me she spent 12 hours today doing 90-day goals. It's incredible. So like Debbie's whole day tomorrow is going to be based all on recruitment. I'm using Debbie's example. I know she won't mind. We had this conversation before this call because my day was spent in management mode on calls all day. But that's fine because that means tomorrow my day is going to be spent all on recruitment. Now, you guys can be doing this. Say, for instance, you're only having an hour. You just joined a business. You're a distributor, okay? You're going for your LOI or, you're building a team. That's what you're focusing on. But, you haven't got much time. Why then can't you spend one whole day on recruitment? Then the next day, all on sales. Day after that, all on recruitment. So then you get an hour each day, or just like I say, split it up, balance it out. Understand where your business is to understand where to put your time and energy. Emma, when I recruit, my sales go down. When I have a good week and my sales and recruitment go down, I can't get a good balance. So when I recruit, my sales go down. When I have a good week on sales, my recruitment goes down. I can't get good balance. But this is why I'm talking about, Emma, about where you balance your time and energy and balancing your time. So make sure that, I hear this a lot from people. Oh, I focus on too much sales. I focus on split them. Split them. Balance 50% of your time onto your sales, 50% of the time on your recruitment. Don't go for it, because recruitment and sales are the forefront of our business. We need to be focused on both of them fully. So give it an even amount of time. Or like I said, spend one day fully on recruitment, the next day fully on sales. And 90-day goals, okay, and driving the line. So simple. Shout out to Salumi on the call. When was at Level Up South Africa, she was telling us how she has grown in 1 month by over 40 active people just by driving lines. What we worked on together, what we started doing, and we recruited. Kayla's just commented there. 90-day goals and drive lines. What we all need to do. We all been seeing what's been happening with Kayla's business and Kayla's organisation. Been going crazy down there, and all she's been doing is following my driving lines and my 90-day goals. So simple. That's all we need to be doing, guys. Set goals of people, help them achieve and earn their income. So I hope that's helped for time management. We have the daily checklist and success, and we can follow that, okay? Now, someone says we don't know where to put the time with that. Just follow that every single day. Break it down every single day. But like we just said, understand the stages of your business, where your business is. all of us in here are going to be in the foundation phase, okay? We're all building and we're all going through these ups and downs. So that's why we need to have a solid why. We need to have a solid purpose, understand our imagination of the business, our desires and what we want and where we need to be. Have a dream board, have a definite purpose, you know, do your visualization, do your affirmations, really set that blueprint solid, set it deep inside there, and do your mindset and your personal development. Very important, extremely important to get all that done. Then you can have a solid blueprint. And then when those ups and downs happen, it doesn't matter, because you're going to go down, you're going to hit your blueprint, you're going to come straight back up again, because you're so excited for the future, and you don't care what challenges you face, because you're like a brick wall, and you don't care who comes at you, because you are solid, and it's just going to bounce straight back off you again, okay? Then we're in the foundation phase. Then we know, biggest chunk of our day, recruiting and sales. Doesn't ever change. It will always be recruiting and sales until we're like $5, $10, $20 million circle, and then we're just stabilizing our asset. But until that point, the biggest chunk of our day is always going to be recruiting and sales. Then the next part of a day is going to be working on our circle group. Why? Because we don't work on our depth until we've stabilized our front. Okay, but we need the depth, because if you haven't got the front, you're not going to unlock the depth. But if you haven't got the depth, there's no point in having the front. So you need the balance. But that's why we go circle group first, because we need to be building the front. Okay, then we work on the executives. Then we go on the executives in the depth, because where do we get paid? In the depths. Depths is where the stability is. We need to build the depths, okay, and put time and energy into there, but not too much time and energy in there, because if you put too much, you're going to miss out the front. So you need to do a good balance, okay? But this is why you always need to be forward thinking. Think 2 steps ahead of yourself. Look at your business from an outside perspective. I like to look at our organization sometimes this or someone else looking into it, and I like to look at it and think, right, that's why I have it all on my whiteboard. I literally have the front line, depth, all on the whiteboard, so I can look at it and be like, right, where do I need to put time and energy? What is happening, where and why in the organization? I ask myself these questions. So where do I need to put my time? And I knew that we needed a bigger, stronger front line. So that's why we worked very hard, and I worked very hard on recruiting last month and with our circle group, and we've got 6 LOIs currently, with 2 more looking at backdating. They're going to get it. I know they'll get it. We can be up to 8 LOIs. And that's why I put so much effort into the front. And that's where the focus is going to be. But then part of my focus will be the depth, because we still want to grow and get the income, you see? So we've got to look at it from an outside perspective. Sometimes it's just nice to take a step back, have a look at, right, where do I need to put the time and energy? And that's how we've got to be. Forward think yourself and look at your business from an outside perspective. So I hope this call has been good. The energy, I love this. I love the energy. I love working with you guys. The energy is always so good and high. It's always so much fun. But we're in November. Okay, so tomorrow, as well as recruiting, someone might be looking at the incentive for the LumiSpa draw. If you're watching this on playback, the draw probably would have been drawn by then, because it would be drawn Friday the 3rd of November. But I'm excited about that. I'm also excited to go and have a chill out on the sofa, because I've had a hectic, busy day, and I'm sure all you guys are excited for me to shut up so you can carry on, focus on recruiting and sales and building some massive volumes and massive income for yourself. So thank you for tuning in, everyone. Hope you all enjoyed it. Have a great evening, and I'll speak to you all soon.